Hello, thanks for joining us again on the channel. I've been wanting to talk about this for ages, and now that a friend finally got one, we can dive into his experience. Quick note before we begin, there's a discount link in the description and the top comment if you want to check it out. Now let's not waste any more time and jump right into the details.
Starting things off, our first reviewer gives us their perspective.
This reviewer had heard a lot about these types of electric bikes and understood that many of them essentially come from similar factories. Their advice is to shop around and be careful about pricing. That said, they snagged a great deal on this particular model and they wish they'd done it sooner. Our reviewer, standing at 511 and weighing around 138 pounds, usually rides with gear adding at least another 20 pounds. Even with the extra weight, they can easily cruise at 36-37 miles per hour on flat roads. They've already clocked over 200 miles on it. The only real issue this client has found is the lack of a maintenance guide. They've searched online but haven't been able to find anything. They'd particularly like to adjust the brake lever sensitivity, as the braking power doesn't feel as reliable as it did initially. This scooter is also fairly eye-catching, so security is important. Whether you live in a good neighborhood or not, it's likely to get stolen quickly. When out, they keep it locked up. At home, it's easy to fold it in half and carry it upstairs to store it in their laundry room, which is super convenient. Ultimately, this reviewer feels it's a great buy. If you don't have a driver's license but need transportation, this could be your answer. Or if you enjoy biking but are dealing with joint pain, this could be a fantastic option. The reviewer loves it.
Wonderful. Now, let's explore the feedback from our next reviewer.
This reviewer is seriously impressed with this electric bike. They describe it as a beast, and it sounds like it really delivers on power. Our reviewer, who is around 510 and 180 pounds, mentioned easily hitting speeds of over 30 mph on a flat street just using the throttle at its highest setting. They hadn't been on a bike in a decade, and this being their first e-bike, they feel like they made a fantastic choice. They anticipate it being a great option for their daily commute, even if they need some time to adjust to the increased speed. However, the honeymoon period didn't last forever. After about 2 weeks, this client experienced their first flat tire, which is something they hadn't encountered in years of riding regular bikes. Unfortunately, they ran into a snag when trying to get it repaired. Local bike shops wouldn't service it because they didn't purchase the e-bike from them. This reviewer had to learn how to fix it themselves using online tutorials. They strongly advise prospective buyers to check if their local bike shops will service the bike before making a purchase. Now they're committed to learning how to maintain and tune up the e-bike themselves. Despite this hiccup, this client doesn't regret the purchase at all. They acknowledge that their local shop sells e-bikes, but they are considerably more expensive, and our reviewer wasn't ready to make that kind of investment. Overall, it seems like they're still very happy with their first e-bike experience.
Wonderful. Now, let's explore the feedback from our next reviewer.
This reviewer has had a mixed experience with this electric bike. After 6 months, there's still no response from customer service, which is a definite downside. Recently, our reviewer experienced their first flat tire after running over a staple, which was resolved with some tire sealant. Apparently, the tires weren't inflated properly from the start, something to keep in mind when first setting it up. Despite this initial oversight, the bike still performs well after clocking around 1,200 miles. Durability seems decent. This client admits to dropping it a few times due to forgetting the kickstand, but surprisingly, it hasn't even scratched. Our reviewer upgraded their initial impression to 4 stars based on this toughness. A quirk noticed is that the rear light remains on unless the entire battery is switched off, something to be aware of. The different ride modes primarily affect the top speed when pedaling, and the motor offers instant full power rather than a gradual assist. However, brake life is a significant concern. They've had to replace the brakes twice already and need to do it again, indicating they barely last a couple of months. Another minor annoyance is the kickstand. The bolt holding it in place kept falling out, eventually requiring a makeshift fix. The reviewer thinks a solid kickstand, rather than one with plastic components, would be a definite improvement. Overall, considering the cost, this client believes it's a good bike despite its shortcomings.
Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. See you next time.